Now, the women and men who work in the NHS have been on the front line in the fight against coronavirus for more than a year, working long, difficult, often traumatic shifts to save lives. Today, for their courage and dedication, the Queen has awarded the NHS the George Cross. Hundreds stepped away from hospitals and surgeries for a special service of thanksgiving at St Paul's. Katie Barnfield reports.
A service to say thank you to those whose service we've relied on so much. At St Paul's Cathedral this morning, politicians sat alongside doctors, nurses and other NHS staff who've given their all to help us through the pandemic.
I feel very proud to be representing the collective efforts of people who work at this trust.
Doctors like Roopak Khara, who together with colleagues in West London set up the first dedicated COVID ward for those with serious mental health problems.
One of the biggest passions I have about mental health is that you are working with people who, for many reasons, are already somewhat marginalised by virtue of what's going on with their mental health. And I did not want us to lose sight of the fact that there are people who still need help but can't ask for it, or might not know how to access it, or might not know what's going on.
In a sign of how much the pandemic has affected everyone, the Duke of Cambridge came to the service alone, the Duchess isolating after coming into contact with someone who has COVID.
I am standing here today because of the NHS.
Among those paying tribute to the NHS was Catherine Dawson, thanking the staff who saved both her life and her baby's when they were seriously ill with coronavirus.
The team in ICU did everything they could to keep me alive.
It made me remember how important it is to do what we do, even though it's our jobs, we're changing somebody's life.
Farzana Hussain was invited today for her work as a GP in Newham, single-handedly driving up the vaccine rates at her practice by calling patients to talk through their concerns.
It's been a difficult time for the NHS lately, hasn't it? I mean, obviously the impact of the pandemic, there was a lot of upset about the level of pay rise that was offered recently. How are you feeling, I suppose, as an NHS employee?
I think it's difficult. I think, we need to remember that NHS staff have died. The fifth GP in the country was somebody new, and I knew very well, who passed away. And I think we know that a lot of people have come forward and just done the work because they care. We can't afford to overload the NHS again, and I never want to see what happened last January, where I had 6 deaths in a row in under 2 weeks.
There are still uncertain times ahead for the health service, but something that is never in doubt is the bravery of those who work in it. Katie Barnfield, ITV News.